Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. Kaka, wakati ninaangalia maswala ya mbolea gushi na nikitazama mjadala wote kwa jumla katika vyombo vya habari, jinsi ambavyo Ruto anazungumzia mambo haya, jinsi ambavyo Linturi anazungumzia mambo haya, jinsi ambavyo the PS Paul Rono anazungumzia mambo haya, jinsi ambavyo KEBS inazungumzia mambo haya, jinsi ambavyo wanasiasa wanazungumzia mambo haya, jinsi ambavyo Musalia Mudavadi anazungumzia mambo haya, na jinsi ambavyo Wakenya wale wanaotumia mbolea hiyo wanazungumzia mambo haya, I am convinced to say there is something that Linturi and Ruto knows that all of us don't know. There's something going on. I want to put records straight on this matter. Don't think the government doesn't know what is going on. Serikali inaelewa vizuri fika hadi mwisho. And maybe the government might be the one which came up with the script of fake fertilizer. The way I see things moving, the way I see things are being handled, I entirely believe there is something that is going on. Ladies and gentlemen, why do I feel so? Today, Linturi was being interviewed by members of parliament. And Linturi's sentiments to members of parliament were portrayed like a joke. That's why Sabina Chege was telling him, I was listening, that's why Sabina Chege was telling him, you know, Linturi cannot give us long stories instead of answering one question or two. How did we get into this mess? And how are we getting out of it? But the CS went on, you know, the committee is in Nairobi, but Linturi is in Western Kenya finding an answer. So ametoka Kakamega, ameingia Bungoma, he's looking for an answer. And the members of parliament are in Nairobi. Amepita Kisii, ameenda Nyamira, amejaribu kuteremuka, ameenda Homa Bay, pita Keroka, ameenda wapi, anatafuta jibu just to respond to two questions. How did we get into this mess? And how is the government planning to get us out of this mess? What confused me more is this. Juzi, the principal secretary, Paul Rono, alisema kama serikali, they have owned up the mess of the fake fertilizer. That is a PS. You know, a principal secretary is an accountant of a ministry. Actually, the engine of a ministry is a principal secretary. So the PS is not a politician. He is speaking from a professional perspective because he is the accounting officer of a ministry. He's saying, yes, as a government, we own up the mistake, and as the ministry, we have laid down structures on how we are going to compensate the farmers who have been affected by the fake fertilizer. The PS is speaking on media. But up to now, Mithika Linturi, the CS, in the same ministry, has never acknowledged presence of fake fertilizer. He is defending the scandal to the end. He doesn't want to admit. So today, while being interviewed, this is what he said. I want you to take your time and watch. This is what Mithika Linturi was telling members of parliament.
11 on what the government has put in place to restore quality of soil that was allegedly affected by fertilizer. Let me say, Chairman, we have answered this question, or not very specifically, but you allow me to really explain our position on this. Number one, I would want to say that there is no mechanism that is being or that is in place to cure or to deal with the effects of the alleged or the imagined fake fertilizer people are talking about. But however, Chairman, this country for a long time has depended or has used in DAP, and DAP fertilizer is the one that has the ability and the effects of getting us into acidifying our soils. So within government and in the realization of this, you know, we have already developed the National Soil Agricultural Management Policy that will address the issues of restoration and use how to manage our soils properly. The current program of fertilizer that we are running, Chairman, does not have DAP as part of the fertilizer we are distributing to the farmers. And this is all geared to ensuring that we give fertilizer that is the ability to heal our soils that have for a long time been damaged by DAP. That's why you find, like in the market, we have fertilizer like Fomi Kuza, Fomi Otesha, Fomi Nenepesha. This is a fertilizer that is 50% chemical, 50% organic matter. And the whole idea is to ensure that we gradually fertilize our soils and really reduce the acid in our soils. We have also discussed about or asked the farmers, once soil tests have been done, to ensure that we lime our soils to reduce the acidity. So that is how we are.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard what Mithika Linturi has said. Mithika anasema there is no mechanism in place to deal with the effects of the alleged fake fertilizer. This country has for a long time used DAP fertilizer, which has the ability to acidify soil. The current program that we are running does not have DAP as part of the fertilizer we are distributing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to analyze that statement. The principal secretary is saying the government has put mechanisms to make sure that any farmer who was affected gets compensated. A principal secretary, the accounting officer of the ministry. Mithika Linturi, a whole CS, is publicly telling people that there is no any mechanism in place by the government to deal with the effects of the fake fertilizer. Now, ladies and gentlemen, who is speaking the truth? The PS is assuring farmers they will be compensated. The CS within the same ministry is telling farmers there is no mechanism in place and there is no any, yani hata ile ya kufikiria kukombezeta hakuna. Now, from this confusion, it makes me think that Mithika Linturi and Ruto wanajua kile wamefanyia wakulima. Mupende musipende, the whole scandal rests on two people. William Ruto, your president, Mithika Linturi, your cabinet secretary. Whether you like it or not. We are being taken into circles, and I've been asking myself, why has the culprit never arrested? Kumbe ni wadosi. Ukisikiza hizi story zote za jaba, the whole thing rests on two people. Mithika Linturi and your president. Whether you like it or not, as a gentleman. And you cannot move me away from that. Na hii kitu, we are trying to use elimination method. Kwa shule tulikuwa tunatumia elimination method. Toa hii, haitakikani toa hii. Ukisikiza huyu unasema toa. Ukisikiza huyu unasema weenda. Ukisikiza huyu na we baki. So mimi nimesema wakati ninasikiza all these parties, nimesikiza wakulima, nimesikiliza Musalia Mudavadi, nimemsikiliza William Ruto leo, nimemsikiliza Mithika Linturi, nimemsikiliza PS Paul Rono, nimesikiliza wanasiasa na nimesikiliza KEPS. I can authoritatively say, using my elimination method, the whole scandal rests on two people. Ruto, Mithika Linturi. It's up to you Kenyans to know what to do with this information. Yani, watu hawezi kuja kututuriti kama washenzi na wajinga asifu wa Kenya hawajasoma. Enzi za Moi zilisha, ndugu yangu. Mimi nasema ni ujinga wa hali ya juu. Kwa nini? Hatuwezi kuwa na midomo 10 kwa wizara moja. Mudavadi anasema ndio tumejua fake fertilizer iko, NBBS the National Produce and Cereal Something Board, you have the data, where is the culprits? Acknowledgement. PS Ron anatoka siku nyingine anasema we will compensate farmers. Ruto anasimama leo anasema we will arrest the culprits. How do you arrest the culprits when you don't have the fertilizer? As Mithika Linturi says. Mithika Linturi akisema anaambia wabunge, hiyo fertilizer, it is imagined fertilizer. Alleged, it is an imagined fertilizer. We are losing it as a nation. But anyway, so always say, he is your president and he is never my president. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. See you in the next video. Asanteni sana.